Hey guys, I wanted to review and tell you about an amazing microphone from Geardon. I want to give you my thoughts on it, tell you what I think about it. I just did the unboxing. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit about everything that I got in the box, everything that was in there, and then you'll hear the microphone. I'll do some talking and examples through the microphone itself. So first, let's go over what some of the things in the box were. And this is the GED M05 microphone from Geardon. So let's jump into it. First, the important part, the microphone. So what I noticed on these microphones, it actually has a pretty nice smooth handle in it. I don't know, it's interesting. It's a different design than I've ever seen on the microphones from them. It's a very different design, and I kind of like it. These are rechargeable, so you don't have to put in your own batteries or anything. These are not, they might be lithium ion. I'm not sure on that, but they're rechargeable and they're supposed to last 15 hours. And that's pretty nifty. It looks like you just plug in through a micro USB on the bottom, the power button right next to it, and that is very nice. It looks like there's a power on LED. Wait, where is it? There we go. Yep, it has battery life. Ooh, and it's a full battery. I like that. I really like the fact that it has a full battery. That's pretty handy. And of course, like any microphone, you're probably going to want to buy a pop filter anyways, but when I test it and show it to you guys, then you're going to hear what it sounds like, of course. I'll show it to you with and without the pop filter. But I solved that. Basically, the top part feels like this is the nice metal mesh part, so it's actually made of metal. The rest down below that is made of plastic, so it doesn't have like the super sturdy feel that I've seen in some mics before. It doesn't have like the super sturdy feel of aluminum, like an aluminum body. That might help. But it doesn't feel bad. It has a nice grip to it. I don't know, it feels good. It's a little wider at the top. Okay, so the next thing that came in the box, of course, your quarter-inch plug, so that you can plug into the back here for the mixed audio. So it has it in two channels. If you have two XLR cables, you can record these channels separately. You can record each microphone separately, or you can just mix the tracks into one with the included cable. You just plug this in, plug that into your mixer, to your board, your soundboard, or your audio interface, and you're golden. And also, it came with the two antennas. So you have two antennas. Looks like these go from 510 megahertz to 510 megahertz to 545. That's a pretty good range. And this is actually a pretty nifty little panel. I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of settings on there. They also send you a nice little thank you note. And the manual is pretty thorough. It covers everything. It tells you how to do all the settings, how to navigate it, what everything means, and a little troubleshooting guide just in case for general issues in the end. Okay, so you have those. How do the buttons feel? I like buttons. Let's see. Okay, so they're tactile switches. They're clickers. I actually like clickers. There's no guessing, and they're easy to press. And the buttons are all rubber. Ooh. Okay, so they're all rubber. I like that. Those actually feel pretty good. They have a nice click to them. Don't press them too hard because I don't know how sturdy they are, but they feel nice. They're nice tactile clicky rubber ones, and that's pretty nifty. I like that. The box itself is actually pretty solid construction. It feels like it's made of steel, maybe? It's not too heavy, so it might be an aluminum alloy, but I think it's steel. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty hefty, so that's good. It has a nice solid feel to it. I like the boxes more than I do any kind of bigger rig most of the time, because it's easy to slip underneath the monitor if you're using this for a home setup or anything, or underneath the TV. You know, it just slips underneath. Or if you're using a cabinet for recording things, then you can just slip it inside one of the cabinet drawers, because it's maybe about 3 fingers high, maybe 2.5 fingers high. That's like 2 inches, something like that. Also comes with the AC adapter, and of course 2 micro USB cables, one for each microphone. It would have been nice. You're gonna have to plug into the USB port, of course, because they didn't give you any kind of power brick to go with these. It would have been nifty if they gave you a dual slot, dual USB power brick or something, just to plug both of them in at the same time. That might have been pretty nifty. But I don't know how much it would cost to manufacture something like that. So this is still pretty nice, because if you're going to be using this, you're going to have a computer probably anyways. And you're not going to have to use it too often, because 15 hours of battery. It's a lot of battery. Okay, we're gonna jump into the to where you hear the microphone right now. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this mic. This is the Geardon GED M05 microphone. It's a microphone set. I have one of them set up here with a pop filter so you can hear what it sounds like. And I'll show you in a second what it sounds like without that pop filter. So, here you go. Here's what it sounds like without the pop filter. Pa 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 ta ta ta. Might be a little harsh to some people. You might hear my mouth noises. And here we are with the pop filter back on. Pa 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 ta ta ta. Helps a lot, you know, but that's just a windscreen. Sorry, that's just something everybody should have. So now you've heard what it sounds like with that. I'm not going to do any post-processing, no changing the audio at all. I might just raise the level a little bit so it's more hearable, just so it's at an appropriate level, so a volume level. So that's the only change I will do. Second thing I want to do is I want to show you some of the specifications of it. So let me hold this up. There you go. You've seen the specifications. That is what it can do. This little thing, or this microphone, is a beast. I'm telling you, I've tested it around. It can actually do quite a bit. But one thing I really notice I love about it is the form factor. And it actually feels pretty cool. I really like that. But we're not going to talk about that at the moment. I want to show you what it sounds like with different uses. So first, if you want to hear what it sounds like for singing, for example, which is one reason you might get this microphone, here's an example with my wife singing right here.
Shall I stay? Would it be a sin?
And it seems to work pretty well with a higher voice like hers, and it seems to hold up pretty well with a lower voice like mine. It doesn't sound too boomy, even if I lower my voice down to a nice, more relaxed tone. Okay? So it works pretty well for either the really high range or the really low. But now back to the tone I've been trying to talk in, even though I have to squeeze a little bit for it. Either way, guys, but still, this microphone holds up pretty well against all those different ranges. It gives you a decently warm tone, but it handles all the frequencies pretty well. I mean, it has a pretty good frequency response. I think the frequency, oh good, it's 30 hertz to 20 kilohertz, which is a pretty good range. I like that. That's a pretty good, it handles pretty much all audible frequencies by the human ear. So whatever you can do, it can handle. The range of this sucker is, you can use this microphone from 250 feet away from the receiver, and it actually sounds pretty good. I mean, it doesn't break up until you probably get close to that. It seems to work pretty well through walls. I've been farther away from it, and it still picked up nicely. I mean, I haven't had any issues. It's been pretty good. This little thing is a beast, I'm telling you. It actually feels pretty good. It doesn't feel that heavy, but the top part is definitely a solid metal. That thing could handle a drop. I'm telling you, that sucker could handle it. You could probably destroy someone with that thing just by keep them away from the stage. Don't go hitting it at people though, because it's an expensive mic. No, it's a good one. I like it. The box, it's also really nice. It has an audio level that goes up and down as you're talking. It tells you all the information you need. It tells you what channel you're on, what frequency you're on, what the volume level is. It tells you the frequency strength for the RF and the audio frequency. It tells you how strong, if it's picking up, and it gives you an audio level while you're talking. So it's pretty cool. If you're standing close enough to it, then you can kind of use that as a guide. And something I love about this is it has a 15-hour battery. This sucker has a 15-hour battery. I haven't had to charge it since I unboxed the thing, and I've been doing a lot of tests. The thing's awesome. I mean, it just keeps on going. It's like the Energizer battery, but it's not Energizer. It's a rechargeable battery. But I love, my favorite thing about this microphone, I swear, is the battery, the way you can just plug it in with micro USB and charge it on a computer. Why does no one else do this? This is fantastic. I mean, I don't have to put it in a stand or a base. I don't have to swap out the batteries every month, you know. It's just you plug it in for like a couple hours, and then it lasts for 15 hours straight. I love it. It's like charging a cell phone, you know. You just plug it in by your cell phone, leave it sitting for an hour or two, and you're good. That was a big thing with me. That's something I really like, the ease of access for it. And another thing I really love about this is the box, the receiver, it's actually low enough where it slides underneath most monitors or TVs. It just, because that's where I have on my desk, I have my monitor, and then I have my audio interface, the Euphoria, the UMC 202 HD. Then I have a karaoke interface next to that, and I have this one, the the GED M05. I have those slid in underneath the monitor so I can just see them all right here. But as far as the sound goes, you're hearing how it sounds. I'm not doing any kind of editing to take this out, to do compression. I'm not doing any of that. I'm not going to do any noise cancellation at all. Anyways, I hope that was informative to you guys. This is a good mic. Would I suggest it? Yeah. Maybe not for something like karaoke because it doesn't do echo. If there was anything I would suggest to Geardon to maybe change up or add just a feature in, like just a button on the receiver or just something in the settings or even just a little button down here, just something to add an echo in. So I guess it's a delay, right? But just because that might be a big selling point. That's the reason I keep a different. That's why I have 3 boxes under my monitor right now, because one of them happens to do echo. Even if the mics only go up to about 40 feet or so distance, and they're not quite as up to this one, it does echo. So that's something that was a big selling point for my wife also. She loves that. But that would be the only thing I could possibly suggest. Everything else on this thing is a beauty. It runs really well. I mean, it sounds really good. I like it. There's no hiss, of course, because there's no wires. I'm going through an audio interface, which I would suggest, or a mixing board. Whichever you have, that's what I would suggest going through, and you'll have beautiful audio. It's great. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching this. I would suggest this. Get it. It's good. It's also probably really good for a church, for podcast. I use it for podcasting. I like that. So have a good one. Bye.